don't know. I see it just kind of collapsing at some point and him coming back to England and it being a really messy divorce and she's going to end up with some, big American billionaire and just dump him.
I'm going to call it. I think that there's going to be divorce in the next 3 to 5 years.
Meghan Markle has dumped Prince Harry from her Netflix deal. She's the rock star now. And the Fresh Prince is gonna have to go and make his own money.
I think it's a combination of a few things. In my opinion, I think that Meghan is playing this whole her life, scripted, produced, acted by her, all on her dime or whatever. She's playing this fantasy life out in her own mind.
How Harry is so much better on his own, and the evidence appears to keep adding up. Louise, is there more than just a professional separation?
Well, it does make me wonder because all signs point to some issues behind the scenes. I mean, professionally, they've had to separate. Their brand was toxic. They were practically radioactive in Hollywood and across America and the UK as well. So whether that travels into a separation for them.
She got the fame. He got forgotten. Prince Harry gave up everything. The crown, the country, even his identity for Meghan Markle. But now she's cutting him out one deal at a time. And the biggest betrayal? It didn't happen in public. It happened in silence, behind closed doors on paper, and in headlines he never saw coming. This isn't a love story anymore. It's an erasure. And what comes next could change everything.
When the money pot starts to dry up, that's when people like Meghan, who had a previous relationship with a producer, wonder why, as a Hollywood actress, she married a producer who then didn't really help her with her career, who she then left, jumped to the next option. She came to London wanting to be with a footballer. It was for a PR thing. Yeah. She ended up accidentally landing in the hands of Harry, who was in a very, very dark spot, playing, third wheel to Kate and William.
They were the couple who defied the crown, the modern royals who rewrote the rules. Meghan and Harry weren't just making headlines. They were the headlines. From royal walkouts to Oprah tell-alls, Spotify exclusives to Netflix deals worth tens of millions, they were untouchable, glossy, global, golden. But behind the curated smiles and carefully lit Zoom interviews, something was unraveling. Slowly, quietly, and then all at once, their once unshakable brand, that bold, us against the world energy started losing its shine.
She wants to be Diana so bad. It's kind of freaky and kind of scary. And when Harry mentioned on that interview, right off the bat, some people in the royal family, and I'm not going to say who they are, they want us dead.
So, she will jump onto the next opportunity. And I think that she is almost the breadwinner, so to speak, of the family. And I think it's weighing on her.
I think she's the one with the energy. I agree with that. She's the one with the ambition.
But you can't.
And that is because, Simon, they come from very different backgrounds. I think that Prince Harry does not understand ambition. He really doesn't.
It wasn't just the public growing tired of the media saturation. Hollywood itself began to pull away. Executives whispered that the couple's projects underperformed. Meghan's animated series? Canceled before it even launched. Harry's docuseries on mental health? Barely made a ripple. And Spotify? Let's just say, it was a breakup, not even worth a press release. Then came the pivot. Suddenly, Meghan was showing up solo, in meetings, media decks, and PR briefs. Deals began dropping Harry's name altogether.
And so I think for her to finally have this deal by herself, I think would be a huge coup. But it's also a recognition of the fact that, well, what was actually successful for them was them together. And so for her to go solo is a bit of a risk here.
Behind closed doors, the buzz was brutal. She's the star. He's the baggage. This wasn't just a brand strategy shift. It was a quiet split, not of marriage, but of mission. The royal rebels who were once inseparable on camera were now operating on completely different frequencies. And as Meghan leaned deeper into Hollywood, the narrative started tilting in her favor, strategically, subtly, and absolutely on purpose. But the question wasn't just why she was going solo. It was how long Harry had seen it coming, and what he was willing to ignore just to stay in the story.
deranged, I think. I mean, he, as I say, he's very, very paranoid, very miserable, very lost. Do you sense, as I sensed?
Because we know that she's already shopping this post-divorce book, or at least people close to her are. So this is how The Sun revealed the story, Brittany. They wrote, Meghan is set to land a Netflix deal.
No shouting, no cheating scandals, no broken glass or storm outs. Just quiet. And for insiders watching the couple up close, that silence was the loudest red flag of all. There weren't fights echoing through the Montecito mansion. There were entire days of eerie calm. Separate rooms, separate schedules, separate lives. Harry began to vanish, not from headlines, but from his own life.
Underneath all this, he knows he's kind of wrecked his own life. He's been lured away from what he was born to, and that is to be a Prince of Britain, to be a part of the royal family.
Friends noticed. Staff whispered. He wasn't angry, just adrift. Long walks alone on the beach. Headphones in, hoodie up, midnight therapy calls, missed messages to old friends back in the UK. His once sharp spark replaced by a blank stare and quiet hesitation. One source put it bluntly, there's something behind his eyes now, like he's carrying too much and has nowhere to put it.
To the royal family. She's taking him over to California, and he's a ship adrift. He's got no purpose. He's got no direction home. His family don't talk to him. She has ruined him, and he's chipped in and ruined himself. Do you think?
Meanwhile, Meghan, she was everywhere. Strategic partnerships, power brunches, brand meetings. Her narrative was crystal clear. Reinvention, independence, domination. But for the first time, they weren't aligned. The hand-holding stopped. The speeches about truth felt scripted. The vibe shifted, like a duet where one voice had gone flat, and the other just kept singing. And that wasn't just emotional distance. It was the start of something bigger, something calculated.
Well, if we want to go down, if the divorce is coming at some point, Meghan's definitely the one to get behind.
I absolutely agree with you on all those points. I've watched Harry's downfall from the very, very beginning. When they first turned on me personally and my family, and I wrote him that letter, because everything since that point has gone downhill, and he's become less and less and less of a man continuously every month, every year.
The spark didn't come from a fight. It came from a magazine, People magazine. The one outlet that had always been Meghan's personal PR playground suddenly published a piece that shook Harry to his core. On the surface, it looked like fluff, soft focus, empowerment buzzwords, another piece about Meghan's evolution. But beneath the glossy paragraphs, it was a quiet landmine.
Who's driving Harry and making him do these things? Listen, he wrote a book. He totally attacked the monarchy, totally attacked William and Catherine.
Meghan was described as the visionary, the businesswoman, the strategist, the glue. And Harry? Nothing. No quotes. No presence. Not even a paragraph. It was like he didn't exist, said one stunned friend. Like he was a side character in his own marriage. Harry knew that nothing in Meghan's world went to print by accident. Not a quote, not a comma, not even the silence. So when his name wasn't there, that was the message. One insider called it a betrayal by punctuation. Every elegant sentence underscored the same theme. She's the star. He's the shadow. And for Harry, that moment wasn't just humbling, it was devastating. Because it didn't just hit the media, it hit home.
He doesn't know what to say. He thinks he's going to get in trouble if he doesn't say exactly what Meghan says. Apparently, in my opinion, of course, but very sad. We're not going to say who they are. They want us dead.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there, red flags everywhere.
From that moment on, things started to crack. Harry pulled back from the cameras, from the public, and most tellingly from Meghan. He wasn't storming out. He was fading out. Fewer joint appearances, shorter interviews, longer pauses when asked about their future. It's like he's watching his own life like a stranger, said a source, and he doesn't know where to jump back in. The man who once defied the monarchy to protect Meghan was now quietly questioning everything. The Oprah sit-down, the Netflix docuseries, the Spotify drama, the exile, even the marriage. Meanwhile, Meghan's momentum kept building. She was already crafting her comeback, solo decks, solo deals, solo strategy. And Harry wasn't in the room.
He's been lured away from what he was born to, and that is to be a Prince of Britain, to be a part of the royal family.
Their $14 million Montecito estate was supposed to be a sanctuary. Now, it felt like a museum of dreams that never happened. Lavender-lined pathways, ocean views, enough square footage to host a royal wedding. But inside, separate wings, separate lives. To outsiders, it still looked perfect. To Harry, it felt like solitary confinement in silk sheets. He spent hours pacing, headphones blaring, lost in his thoughts. No more spontaneous laughter, no playful banter. The air inside the mansion had changed. He wasn't escaping the crown anymore. He was stuck in a different kind of palace. And the walls weren't coming down. This was no longer a love story. It was a corporate pivot. Meghan had rebranded, and Harry didn't make the cut. Insiders revealed that promo decks for her new ventures didn't feature him at all. No photos, no mention, no seat at the table. It's as if she's building a new world, and he's just not in it. Gone were the Harry and Meghan logos. In their place, Meghan, solo, sleek, powerful. Sources say he was stunned. Not angry, not loud, just stunned. He watched it all unfold like a man reading his own obituary and realizing it was written weeks ago. Friends noticed something dark settling over Harry. The cheeky smile, gone. The sharp wit, muted. The fire that led him to leave the monarchy, burned out. Now, he was just a man alone in a house full of memories. Late-night WhatsApps to old friends. Quiet messages to people he once cut off. He wasn't asking for help. He was checking if he still existed to someone. Meanwhile, Meghan was already steps ahead. Meetings booked, messages drafted, interviews scheduled. She was in motion. He was in limbo. And worst of all, he knew it. There won't be a dramatic split. No explosive press conference. No TMZ video of a screaming match. This ending will be quiet, calculated, inevitable. Insiders say Harry may soon return to London. Quietly, perhaps under the banner of charity or service work. But those close to him know better. He's not going back for the crown. He's going back to find himself. And Meghan? She's already positioned for her solo act. The new brand, the updated narrative, the world without Harry. For years, they fought side by side. But now, they're walking in opposite directions. One chasing control, the other chasing clarity. And in the final scene of this royal rebellion, Prince Harry, once the bold, passionate outcast, is learning a brutal truth. Sometimes, the fairy tale doesn't end with a villain. It ends with a quiet rewrite where the hero doesn't make it to the final page. If you made it this far, you already know this story isn't over. So what do you think? Is Harry waking up too late? Or was this always Meghan's plan? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want the full truth behind what's coming next, subscribe because the next chapter is already being written.